All right, so please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share, and welcome back. Okay, so let's get into this. Unauthorized immigration, unauthorized immigration, actually refers to people who enter or stay in the U.S. without proper legal permission. This could mean overstaying a visa or crossing a border unlawfully. According to the Pew Research Center, over 10 million undocumented immigrants live in the U.S., most of them from Mexico, Central America, Asia, and the Caribbean. But here's the catch: over 40% came in legally and overstayed their visas. It's not all about border crossings. So the question becomes, why do people even come here? Why are they so desperate to be in the U.S.? The reason is, oh, sorry about that. The reason is because of economic hardship in their own countries, violence and political instability, and who is that? We're gonna go here. Gonna go here. I'm not fixed up, you know. All right, sorry guys. Um, it's something going on with the internet, so I really can't do much about it. I just have to wait until it comes back up. And then I went to my phone, and then it started acting correct again. So I don't know what the deal is, but we're talking about immigration right now. Okay, so in the we need to know what are the reasons that people come to the United States, and the primary reason is economic hardship in their own countries. Okay, there's also violence and political instability. There's family reunification and climate disasters. Guess what? The U.S. immigration process is brutally slow, sometimes taking over 10 years to get through the legal system. Desperation breeds risk. Okay, so the U.S. policies and ICE raids. Immigration laws were enforced by agencies like DHS, which is the Department of Homeland Security, and ICE. Some of their tactics: they raid the workplaces, they have mass deportation orders or orders of removal, detainment in facilities, often criticized for abuse and neglect. Let's not forget Operation Warp Speed, which was designed to eliminate immigrants from the U.S. And now, and now the Homeland Security Act of 2002, and with the Homeland Security Act of 2002, ICE can coordinate raids under national security. Behind every statistic is a story. Imagine being brought here as a child, going to school, working, paying taxes, only to be told you don't belong here. Children in kindergarten are told you don't belong here. Other children Every statistic has a story. Imagine being brought here as a child, going to school, working, paying taxes, only to be told you don't belong here. Let me see. Yeah, maybe now you can hear me. What if you can hear me now? Anyway, the topic is on immigration, so I'm gonna stay here for a minute. If there's anybody who wants to leave a comment about it, feel free to. Okay, I'll rebroadcast this and hopefully get everything up and working in the right way. Because it is been taxing trying to get this episode moving, and also probably too because I haven't been on the air that often because I've been working a lot on some other things. I'll share them with you guys later, but not right now. So what I'll do right now is I'm gonna go back to where I was, okay, and hopefully you can hear me. But I was not on mute. I think I just wasn't on stage there. All right, so let's try this again. One moment, please. Here we go. Okay, this episode is on illegal immigration, and I was really pretty much reflecting on what I had seen this week, and it was very disheartening to say the most, right? Um, and and it also was conflicting. Like I can agree with some of the podcasters and other shows that I watched that said they had mixed emotions about it, right? And especially foundational Americans. I don't say foundational Black Americans because there is no one. It's only one founder, so I just say foundational American. It makes sense to me. Anyway, so welcome back to Coffee Chat with Camille. We're going to sip on some truth and stir the conversation. Today's episode is raw, real, and relevant. We're talking about illegal immigration in America, who it affects, how it happens, and what the truth is behind the headlines and hashtags. So grab yourself some coffee or your favorite late night, or excuse me, evening beverage, and let's chat. So before you get started, please like and subscribe if you have not already. Okay, and that's it for now. Oh, and share. Please share, share, share. So let's get into it. Illegal immigration is also known as unauthorized immigration, which refers to people who enter or stay in the U.S. without proper legal permission. That could mean overstaying a visa or crossing a border unlawfully. According to the Pew Research Center, over 10 million undocumented immigrants live in the U.S., most of them from Mexico, Central America, Asia, and the Caribbean. But here's the catch: over 40% came in legally and overstayed their visas. It's not all about border crossings. Okay, so now let's talk about what is the motivation for wanting to come to US or to America. People leave their countries for these complex reasons: economic hardship, violence and political instability, family reunification, climate disasters. And guess what? The U.S. immigration process is brutally slow, sometimes taking over 10 years to get through the legal system. Desperation breeds risk. Okay, so next, U.S. policies and ICE raids. Immigration laws are enforced by agencies like DHS, which is the Department of Homeland Security, and ICE. Some of their tactics are workplace raids, which we've seen, right? Mass deportation orders, those are also known as orders of removal. Detainment in facilities often criticized for abuse and neglect. Let's not forget Operation Wetback in 1954. Over 1 million deportations, many without due process, or the Bracero program that let Mexican Americans come here legally, only to be discarded later. And now, with the Homeland Security Act of 2002, ICE can coordinate nationwide raids under national security jurisdictions. But is that justice? What is the human toll? Behind every statistic is a story. Okay? So just imagine some of the scenes that you have seen that have been happening lately. And some people call what we're seeing law enforcement, right? And others call it cruelty. What do you think? And lastly, what do you think needs to change? Solutions. We need comprehensive immigration reform. Now, I'm going to tell you all something. I don't believe in comprehensive immigration reform. I think our laws are firm and sound, and they pretty much are locked in with the way the rest of the world deals with their border control or border control rather, immigration control, right? So moving on. Um, both parties talk tough on immigration, meaning, Democrats and Republicans, but few are brave enough to fix it. Why? Votes, fear, and power. So whether you're red, blue, or independent like me, I'm an independent. Remember this: behind every policy is a person. Let's ask a better questions. Let's ask better questions. Let's listen harder and stop dehumanizing human beings. Thanks for joining today's chat. Okay. Actually, one moment. I think I want to see if I can pull up the slideshow that I've been trying to get pushing for some time and I just refuse to give up because I want you all to. Someone said, "Oh, the last dragon." She said, "My audio is muted. We'll return later." Yeah, I hope it's not now. Anyway, thank you though. Appreciate that. Um, so this is like fair use right here. And then you can just please like, subscribe. Oh, excuse me, that was a copyright disclaimer. I'll also put that in the description later. Please share and again subscribe. Thank you if you are new. All right. So I did want to discuss a little bit about the Mexican president. Her name is Miss Claudia. Excuse me, President Claudia Sheinbaum, and there's a lot going on with her in the country and why she has the status she does. But she, I recall reading, and I can't give you the source, so don't quote me verbatim. But what she did, I won't quote it verbatim. It's just what I can remember. But she did actually say that the protesters were being provocative, more or less, right? So anyway, she's probably said a lot more. She seems like a lovely president, but there is something fundamentally not good because all of her people are coming. A lot of her people, rather, are coming to the U.S. Right? So they probably just have to get stronger laws and stuff. Now, Latinos overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Everybody knows that already, including themselves. These are just how Latinos voted according to the Pew Research, okay? And there's a CNN exit poll, there's Reuters, there's not Harris, I apologize. And that's it. So, men and women, they voted overwhelmingly for Trump. All right, moving forward. And then I do want to say this: Mexico, Central America, and South America are great for Americans. All right, I'm not so certain what's going on with their folks, a lot of them that are coming here to U.S., but it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. And our country is magnificent. All right, so right now their immigration is being denied by Department of Homeland Security. And then right here, just the legal authority for deportations and raids. All right, and that all falls under 8 U.S. Code sections. It's just United States Code 8. Just go in there and you can see all the laws that apply to what makes all of these raids and deportations legal. Okay, so I'm not an attorney, can't give legal advice, but if you guys want to check out and do your own research, these are the codes you probably want to look at. Okay, about immigrants overstaying their visas, committing criminal offenses, and all kind of other stuff. Okay, which would cause grounds for deportation. All right, and then the next one is really how does ICE conduct raids legally, and they just rely on a combination of things, and I have them listed for you so you can read it on your at your leisure. And then also the branches of government involved are, of course, are all of our branches, the executive, legislative, and the judicial. All right, moving forward. Now, right here was called Operation. I'm just going to say WB, okay, because actually that word is derogatory towards Hispanics, but it was an actual law in 1954. Sadly, that was the law right there. And if you talk to people who were alive or born in the 40s, like, hold on, born, yeah, in the 40s, that's how they referred to Hispanics, to be honest. That they always called them that. That was like calling them the N word, you know, or calling them PWTs. So, um, but bottom line is, this was a large scale deportation campaign that was launched by the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Services, DNS. What does that say? Ooh. Oh, INS. I apologize. Sometimes my eyes are a little funny. Naturalization Service to remove undocumented Mexican immigrants. Then what happened? There was a backlash, and then they had the Bracero program. I thought these were one of the same, but I think they're not for certain right now. But it was controversial, just the way it always is, right? Deportations have always been controversial between United States and Mexico in particular. This is the Bracero program. Okay, that was 1942 to 1964. So it was going congruent with the Operation WB of 1954, right? All right, let's go and move forward. There's a keynote takeaway that I'd like you all to know. The initial violation grounds for deportation is just, again, in the 8 U.S. Code, Section 1227, okay? And you just can't overstay your visa. You can't work in U.S. without authorization. You're not supposed to, even though a lot of these corporations have allowed that to go on, which is very unfair to the citizens who do have legal documentation to work, and other stuff. Okay, so this is part of my keynotes and takeaways, grounds for deportations. All right, and then yes, the keynote takeaway from for foundation. Let me go back. No, actually, I'll leave it here for foundational. Uh, no, I do need to go back. Unfortunately, one moment. Let me see. Right there. Perfect. Keynote and takeaway: Foundation Americans and ADOS. ADOS. Excuse me. Most African Americans are U.S. born citizens with family roots going back generations, often to the time of slavery in the 1600s to the 1800s. Under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution that was ratified in 1868, all persons who are born naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States. This amendment was crucial in establishing citizenship for formerly enslaved people after the Civil War. Yes, Black and African Americans, not from Africa. When we say African Americans, we're not talking about from Africa. Okay, don't get it confused. It just means that's just a more respectful title than Black or colored or Negroes, just all the insane titles given. It should be just foundational American. That's what I say. Anyway, moving forward, including all melanated people born in the U.S. or naturalized are legally U.S. citizens. So this is one of the key reasons why the immigration issue is not the foundational Americans. This is a key reason why it is not on the radar for most African American, ADOS, foundational Americans, because they're citizens. They're not immigrants. The Euros, I call those Europeans Euros. They're the immigrants. They're the immigrants. Okay. And that's why the president, I think Biden, he had come out and said, "We are a nation of immigrants." He's talking about his people. He's talking about, he's not talking, he wasn't encompassing people who were enslaved and or people who are indigenous and became enslaved to the land. So we have more than one type of indigenous in this country. We have self-declared, that's who's living on reservations now, and then we have the real ones. Okay, my great grandfather was a Chickasaw. He's part of Chickasaw Nation. Anyway, moving forward. So this is a suggestion I would like to make to the Hispanic community. I'm gonna reach out to you folks. Just please leave foundational Americans out of the immigration issues because they are American citizens and they built the foundation of America. It's smart to just ask your company if you work for somebody who can help you. The real immigrants, Euros, the people who didn't vote against you, ask them for help. Your local white farmers, your local coyote and cartel for further assistance. I think those are the people you should really be reaching out to at this time. Now, this is just me kind of thinking out of the box about all of it, what I know, what I've been seeing, and what are some solutions, right? So then ask your country's president to help you, like Claudia Scheinbaum. She should be welcoming you guys back and saying, "Hey, look, I want to make our country like America for its underclass, right? Because that's who come here, I believe, is the underclass." And then to understand that there is a globe, right? Like we accept international people here. Not 1 million, I think it's about 1 million, 1.8 million legal immigrants to come on in here to US from all over the world. And um, keep in mind that politicians want your demographic for votes and to disregard their past to melanated and or foundational Americans in this country. Okay? Unfortunately, it seems like that. There's some type of avoidance or replacement trying to go on. Not they need to stop all that and just be fair. Anyway, these are my sources for the images, content, and the creation. Okay? So, Pew Research, OpenAI, TikTok, U.S. Constitution, Canva, ICE.gov, Mexico News Daily. Right? And let me see. I think there's like, yeah, just you're welcome to advertise with us. I don't want to hear that music right now. It's gonna play in just a moment. If you want to advertise, we'd love to have you or to help you for a nominal fee. So you can get your name out there per month. Coffee chat with Camille. Oh, actually, you can do this one, coffeechatwithcamille.com or coffeechatwithcamille@gmail. Okay, one of my great sponsors. I adore her. She's so lovely and she's so pretty. Is Deborah Cohen Music. Please check her out. Buy her book. Support her. I believe she went live today, but I'm not for certain. I'm gonna go check out her episode. All right. Also, never come in here with hate speech. Um, there's no room for that. There's always room for open discussion, though. Okay. And everything I was covering is really coming from my experiences, but also just from facts and my research. Okay. I try to do some research. I'm not perfect at it, but I do try to bring you that. And I apologize for some of the show you not being able to hear it. I thank the Last Dragon for notifying me. I appreciate her so much. All right, I appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Maybe I might do one more episode, but it's getting no, forget it. I'll be on the air tomorrow. Okay, I'm on PST time, California, Los Angeles. All right, so we'll do like maybe I'll cover another movie review because I really enjoy movie reviews more so than kind of like social topics, or political topics. But I do still want to bring you quality information overall. And I really appreciate you coming in, being here. And um, if you're not here, please view it later, okay? I'm going to edit it and get it up to par for you. All right. Have a great one, everybody. Thank you for watching Coffee Chat with Camille. I'm your hostess, Camille. Goodbye for now.